What up, y'all? It's Mike.
Palin, it's Rowena.
Well, this is a story that's been going around for the last week or so. Big story. Advertisers boycotting YouTube, pulling out of YouTube, and this is something. Let's talk about this today because I feel like a lot of this is overblown story. I just personally, you guys can disagree, because there are reports out there. A lot of people are saying, people are pulling out. I mean, but where are they going to go? I mean, they still have to eventually come back. And maybe this is a ploy to get a better advertising rate. You think advertisers are really that upset about putting their having their brand buy videos that are maybe not be very appropriate, or do you think this is more like a ploy?
YouTube just has to find another way to regulate how they put ads on certain videos.
Right. I mean, I think that's a constant struggle, right? Because one thing, I mean, I don't know if, can I say this? YouTube has been. It's always going to be changing, right? Yeah. It's always changing. Like in the beginning, YouTube was nigga higa, and then YouTube went through a period called cringe tube. You guys know what cringe tube is? You know what cringe tube is?
I didn't really watch YouTube.
Okay, so in the beginning, like I didn't even watch YouTube that much, but I know of the cringe tube era where people were putting up like really bad, acted stuff. Let's just say, let's leave it at that.
Was this before or after Nigga Higa? Was that
No, this was doing. I mean, Nigga Higa stuff I thought was always funny.
Yeah.
His stuff was always funny. His quality just got a lot better. Yeah. But there was a lot of people at the same time doing stuff that was just kind of like, man, this looks like a start of a really bad 80s movie, But YouTube went through a lot and then it became, I don't know, more people went on. You got the Francos, you got like a lot, just things got a lot better and then bigger. And then nowadays, I think in the last couple of years, we have a lot of drama stuff, right? YouTube drama is like the biggest thing for a lot of channels. And many times that's negative stuff. It's kind of like almost cyberbullying, I equate it to. So now YouTube's content, it's not even like before where you can kind of be like, all right, I mean, it's fine. It's not going to be that crazy. But now you don't know. There's like so many things. I feel like there's almost like a dark side of YouTube where...
I think it's like anything with the internet.
Yeah.
It's like an endless pit of there's like the good's really good, the bad's really bad, and depending on where you click, you'll go down these rabbit holes that you might not want to go down.
Right, exactly. And YouTube's part, like, how do they regulate that? How do they make sure all advertisement? Because look, it's not like a person personally putting a company's ad on a YouTube video unless you're part of the premium advertisers, or unless you specifically want to buy for a particular channel. You can do that. But most advertisers,
it's all programmatic.
Yeah,
it just machines does everything for you.
Right. So if I'm a content creator, and although my video is like me strangling a puppy, never happened.
Not that he would never do that.
Yeah, but my title is lovable puppy, and my description is lovable puppy, and my tag, YouTube doesn't know what that is. So that's a problem. Like you mentioned, YouTube. They need to find a better way to kind of make sure the brands doesn't go towards placement. In inappropriate content. Yeah. But at the same time, I call bluff on the story.
So I feel like all the advertisers, or the majority of these grandfather advertising agencies, they're very out of touch with how YouTube works. Let's say PewDiePie has a video and a banner pops up for like eye cream. Yeah. People know as consumers watching that video, it's like PewDiePie's not endorsing this eye cream and this eye cream's not endorsing PewDiePie, it's just a banner ad that pops up. But the fact that so many of them pulled out, and I think it's a huge PR stunt because it gets media talking about these companies. These companies are like, oh, these are great companies who, want something better and they're standing up for what they believe in. But the reality is 1 or 2 weeks later, they're going to put their ad dollars back into YouTube because it is one of the most lucrative and most highest ROI for advertisers to actually get their products sold or to move their products.
Right. But I feel like this is a good opportunity. I don't know. When this whole thing happened, our revenue was affected as well. Like, I don't even understand. Okay, in the beginning, I was like, okay, we're not really that affected because we don't really create much content that's, we don't curse, we don't do anything. I mean, our content, 3-year-olds can watch our content and be okay. But we were also affected in some, like, it's just based on tags, right? Yeah. If we talk about like a person who died in China or something, a news story that happened that might not be the most, colorful, rainbow-esque news story, it's going to get affected. Yeah. But at the same time, I was like, maybe this is a chance, a way for like YouTube to kind of march towards even better quality programming. I don't know, even better quality, even more positive programming. Because I've always been advocates of saying that, look, there's a lot of negative stuff up there. And YouTube right now, like all these rumor, gossip channels. There's like there's so much negativity going on. So I'm always one for positivity. So I'm like, oh, maybe this could be a change. So I thought when this all started happening, when the advertisers were boycotting, they were like so mad that their content was being placed by a channel they weren't, by videos they weren't happy with, by racist content, whatever, that this could start, I don't know, something positive. A
new era.
I don't know, but I don't think so. I think like you mentioned, I tend to agree with you. I feel like this is a lower my ad rate kind of thing, because right now advertisers are going back, and we're seeing that right now is that YouTube revenue is not that affected because no one is really pulling out.
Yeah. If anything, it's a way to be like, hey, there's all these news companies reporting about you. We want to get our usual rate half off, or we want to get some discount. Basically using it as leverage to ask for discounts.
But this is a huge issue, right? Because what do we see in the last several months? We saw Facebook Live, suicides committed on Facebook Live. Okay?
I didn't
right?
know that.
Oh, no. This happened. There was at least 2 cases of this. Okay? At least 2.
I know about a lot of people like Facebook living an event, and people have died in it. I know that.
No, but there has been cases of live suicides on Facebook Live. So the thing I'm trying to bring up is, how are you going to regulate all that?
Yeah.
Because let's say there was because you can have advertising on Facebook Live. Let's say there was an advertiser on that video. Can you imagine that? Let's say Pepsi was advertising that. Can you imagine that? Like, that's the most horrific thing ever.
Yeah.
So how do we, in an era where we're trying to become more instantaneous, and we're trying to, bring advertisers onto this trend, how are we ever going to regulate? I don't know. I'm sure there's a way eventually, but
I think these tech giants like Facebook, their models move fast and break things. They're moving too fast and breaking too many things. I think they need to dial it back a little and first put some processes in place and, safety precautions before everything kind of like flies off and
exactly, especially in this tech era of like everyone's trying to outdo each other. You got Facebook, got YouTube Live now, right? Go live on your handset really quickly. You got Instagram, you got Snapchat, you got all these guys trying to compete to get the things the fastest out there. But now that's a catch-22, right? You want to be the fastest, but you want to also make sure what is out there on your platform is not detrimental to people. Is not going to destroy someone's emotional stability because they just saw like a puppy getting strangled on Facebook Live or Instagram Live or something like that. So I don't know how this is all gonna go, but it's really interesting to see how content is gonna evolve in the next decade, because everything's changing so much.
It is.
Now it's all live. Now it's mostly live content, and I don't know what it'll be in the future. Like,
it's an exciting time.
Would you put on a Oculus headset and live your life as me? I don't know. All right, hey, let's go to a restaurant. Put on your headset. You can use some spicy noodles or something. I don't know. But let us know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. See you.